There was a surprise in IndyCar. The ASA's back in Canada. And ARCA is on the road again. That's all next on Race Day. Good morning, everybody. I'm Pat Patterson. Thank you for joining us. Michigan International Speedway used to be racing's fastest track, but the gauntlet was thrown down when Roberto Guerrero blasted around the Indy Speedway last May at over 230 miles per hour. Qualifying for the Marlboro 500 was Friday. Here's Neil Keselowski.
The 2-mile Michigan International Speedway is officially the second fastest IndyCar track behind Indianapolis after Friday's record-breaking qualifying runs by the top 5 qualifiers. First to top his own record of 225.1 was Rick Mears.
It feels good, you know, and if the record's got to go, you know, just when we did break our own record. But, you know, there's a lot of guys running very strong, and, you know, whether it'll hold up or not, we have no idea.
Then came the Ford-powered cars, and the record fell again for Eddie Cheever.
We're really excited. I mean, we've suffered this year from not having enough testing, but we seem to go very well on the ovals because we did so much in the month of May at Indy, and the car came good, and we did a good time. We're pleased with that.
But the fastest lap of the day was turned in by Andretti, but it was not Michael.
I am very happy that I'm with Ford Power for sure. I think we've shown that at the Speedway, and it's you know, it's just a fantastic package. It's a fantastic engine, and I just hope that we have some luck on Sunday and we can bring it home, because I think we have every opportunity to you know, to be very competitive all day.
Michael will be on the front row, though, with the number 2 speed of the day.
We've been right up there in the timesheets right from the green flag of the first practice, so you know, hopefully we can end up where we're starting, maybe reverse.
I'm Neil Keselowski reporting for Race Day.
So it's an all-Andretti front row for today's Marlboro 500 with Mario on the pole, his first one since '87, and Michael is on the outside, both with speeds of over 230 miles per hour. Starting third for the oval event is road course specialist Eddie Cheever, and back in IndyCar racing after a short break is the '90 Indianapolis 500 winner, IRA Lyondike. All 4 are driving Ford Cosworths, by the way. The fastest Chevy-powered car will be in the 5th position. That's driven by Rick Mears, and rounding out the third row is Mears' teammate Paul Tracy in another Chevy-powered Penske. Now, Rick Mears is making his second return to competition this season. You'll recall his Indy practice crash broke a foot and right wrist. The wrist has been slow healing, but after skipping some races, Mears is back today to defend his title, and Ned Wicker talked with him Friday.
First and foremost, for race fans, how are you feeling?
We're doing fine. You know, the wrist is still a little tender. You know, we took off the last race to try to, you know, make sure it was as strong as possible and, you know, as healed as possible before this race. But it's, you know, it's better, but it's still not quite right yet. So it doesn't seem to affect me much driving-wise in the car. You know, it's going to be a long day on it. But then I think, you know, afterwards we'll have to, you know, step back and take a look at it and reevaluate.
I've always known you to take things one day at a time, one race at a time. And with your injury situation this year, is that frustrating? I mean, in and out of the car and whatever.
Well, taking it one day at a time is really a plus in this predicament, or whatever you want to call it, because that's basically what you have to do, is take it one day at a time. And probably if I didn't take things a day at a time like I do, it probably would be very frustrating. But you know, it's just, you've got to do, you know, what you have to do, and that's all there is to it. And you try to make decisions, and you know, make the right decisions hopefully, and go in the right directions for the long haul.
And our best wishes go out to Rocket Rick. Now, yesterday at Roger Penske's track, round 3 of the International Race of Champions was run without Davey Allison, who set out to heal from his Pocono injuries. The ovals, like Michigan, have always favored the stock car racers, and it looked like NASCAR's Ricky Rudd would take the win. But a surprisingly strong run from Jeff Brabham from the Camel GT ranks, whose best IROC finish was 5th in '91, took the lead from him on lap 16 and never gave up to win the caution-free event.
Well, thank you. I'm really happy. You know, I've been racing the IROC series for 4 years now, and it's the first time that I've really had a chance to win a race. So it was really a great moment for me, and something I'll savor for the rest of my life. You know.
All right, here's the top 5. Brabham the winner, Rusty Wallace second, Ricky Rudd third, Harry Gandis fourth, and Dale Earnhardt rounds out the top 5. The IROC Series is as strong as ever thanks to Dodge's ongoing involvement, and according to one company's senior executive, the benefits run both ways.
Oh yeah, for sure. Motorsports is a great showcase for the Dodge division. You know, the ticket of entry in competition is durability, quality, and reliability. Without that, you just don't make it. And frankly, in the 90s, you don't make it in the marketplace either without that. So it's a great way for us to show off Dodge durability and then Dodge performance.
Coming up next, we'll talk stock car racing. But first, here's the rest of today's Marlboro 500 starting grid. Stay with us.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama high-performance tires.
At Oldsmobile, we know the difference between designing a race car to be fast and designing a race car to be a winner. The new Achieva SCX has an engine that just doesn't know when to quit. Anti-lock brakes that help make cornering a breeze. And the difference between this winner and the winner you can buy is a wash. The Achieva SCX from Oldsmobile. The power of intelligent engineering.
Most people choose Jiffy Lube for the same reasons I do. It's close, it's quick, and it's good.
Over 1,000 Jiffy Lubes, 45,000 cars a day.
They also choose Jiffy Lube because they get the world-class protection of Pennzoil. And they get so much more for their money.
Includes free fluid refills between services.
My car is ready in minutes and the work's guaranteed.
At Jiffy Lube, we do your car a great service.
Banana George Blair does a pretty good job of staying young. We just help him out with the dash, seats, and tires of his car. There is a fountain of youth, and we own the patent, Armor All Protectant.
I'm going to throw in the walk on a water inflatable shoe.
Find the Pope in the promo. Laugh TV with Williams and Ree, Friday night at 10:30 Eastern on TNN.
Welcome back, everybody. The Busch Grand National Series ran in action last night at the Indianapolis Raceway Park, and we have another different winner, in fact, another new winner. Series points leader Joe Nemechek finally got his first victory by 5 seconds over the pole sitter, Robert Presley. Tommy Houston came home in third with Butch Miller fourth, and Ernie Irvin rounding out the top 5. With Bobby Labonte and Kenny Wollison finishing well back, Nemechek extends his points lead after 20 races. Now, the series also has a new director, Robert Black, who has served in the capacity for a number of years, has been replaced by Ray Hill, who has considerable NASCAR experience. And also in the ASA AC Delco Challenge Series is ready to crank it up in Ontario. Qualifying was yesterday, and Ralph Shaheen has our story.
The world of motorsports is full of magic numbers. 300 miles an hour for a drag racing machine, 230 miles an hour for a qualifying lap at Indy. But in the AC Delco Challenge Series, one of the magic numbers is a 19-second lap at Cayuga. The Yoder Ford of Todd Force has been showing a lot of muscle lately, but it came up shy of the magic number on this day with a 20.144 for the 5th best starting spot. Steve Holshausen is listed as a rookie, but the Baker Racing driver has adapted well to his new surroundings. A 20.120 effort by car number 78 earned Steve the 4th position. Tim Steele's mental game has improved not only during the race, but in qualifying as well. The Pontiac chauffeur hustled around the Canadian half mile to a 20.029 for the 3rd slot. Mike Eddy rolled his Nationwide Pontiac out to take a shot at the 19-second mark. The Michigan native was fast as usual, but was still shy of the glory with a 20.024. Mike will line up outside on row number 1. Johnny Benson Jr. had been quick all morning long during practice, and the pressures of qualifying didn't slow him down at all, as he blasted through the 19-second barrier for the pole at 19.987.
Well, the track is definitely a different shape than what we're normally used to. It's a fast track, and 19 seconds is faster on this place.
For Benson, it was his 5th pole of 1992. Reporting for TNN's Race Day, I'm Ralph Shaheen.
Thank you, Ralph. So Johnny Benson Jr., who is second in the points going into this afternoon's race, is on the pole with a speed of 112 miles per hour. Next to him in the points will be, or point leader rather, Mike Eddy, who is looking to extend his lead over Benson with his 4th win of the year. Row 2 is occupied by Tim Steele, who is 4th in the standings for the Players' Cup title. And on the outside is ASA Rookie of the Year contender Steve Holhausen. The first Ford in the lineup is driven by the 5th place qualifier, Todd Forbes from Bryan, Ohio, and rounding out row 3 will be Jeff Neal with a qualifying speed of just over 111 miles per hour. Now, don't forget the Players Limited 300 can be seen live right here on TNN beginning at 2 p.m. this afternoon Eastern. If your plans take you elsewhere this afternoon, we'll have the highlights on Race Day at 8:30. Now, meanwhile, the ARCA Series will wind and weave its way around the Heartland Park track this afternoon in its only road race on the schedule. Qualifying was Friday.
The 1.8-mile Heartland Park road course proved to be a challenge for a number of the supercar drivers who are more practiced at left-hand than right-hand turns. But it was the front stretch wall that proved to be the problem for Clifford Allison in practice, but with some quick repairs, he qualified 12th. Reigning ARCA Supercar champion Bill Venturini took his Chevy Lumina to a qualifying speed of 90.3 miles per hour, just short of a top 5 starting position. The top 2 drivers in ARCA points also nailed down the 3rd and 4th starting spots. Bobby Boucher's Thunderbird turned a lap of 91.1 for 4th, and points leader Bob Keselowski bettered Boucher's lap by 1/10 of a second for 3rd. But the front row will be made up by 2 Winston Cup visitors. The familiar number 17 of Darrell Waltrip will start on the outside of the front row after a lap of 91.6 miles per hour. And for the 2nd year in a row, the man on the pole is Ken Schrader, the defending champion of this race with a 92.5 mile per hour lap. Good enough for the pole, but not fast enough to break the record he set last year.
We didn't run as quick as we did last year. The car didn't feel as good, which really surprised me with Goodyear coming here with a new radial tire for this time. I thought lap times would be quite a bit quicker, but what we did see is like the top 8 cars a lot closer together than they were last year.
So the top 5 qualifiers line up like this. Ken Schrader and Darrell Waltrip share the front row. Behind them in row 2 are Bob Keselowski and Bobby Boucher, with Scott Lagasse starting 5th.
All right, a recent strong string of efforts has vaulted Bob Keselowski to the top of the driver's standings. And the veteran campaigner joins us live now in our Rain-X Sky Shot. And Bob, you got 2 Winston Cup guys with a lot of road race experience up in front of you there, but you're still right there in that top 3 cars. How about some strategy for today's race?
Well, the strategy for me, Pat, is to run my own race and try to learn a little bit from the Winston Cup stars. They've got a lot more road racing experience than we have, but the ARCA guys have come along a long way since last year. They've closed right up in the qualifying, and we're giving them a pretty good run, but I'm in a points battle here, and I need to race with the ARCA guys and just try to learn from the Winston Cup stars at this time.
Bob, give me some reasons why this Mopar machine of yours has been so successful this year.
Well, Pat, the engines have come a long way. Joey Arrington is a former Winston Cup competitor with his dad. Buddy Arrington is doing the engines now and doing a fantastic job. He's really come along a long ways. The horsepower is competitive and the reliability's been there, and the cars are not too bad at this point. Everything's just coming along real good.
Bob, you've been a campaigner on this tour for a while. The ARCA Series it definitely gets better each year. Are you a better driver this year than last year or years in the past?
Well, I don't know about that, Pat. We've always been pretty competitive. We've won some championships, won a lot of races in this circuit, but I would say half our success in this last year or two has been contributed to the Chrysler.
Well, we'll keep our eye on you this afternoon. Wish you a lot of luck. Hope it's a good day. I know the weather's clearing out there. Maybe you can chase down this Waltrip and Schrader guy and get yourself a win this afternoon. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Okay, thank you, Pat.
All right, Bob Keselowski set to go out at Heartland Park. Up next, we'll head further west for NHRA action. As we head to break, here's the grids for today's ASA and ARCA events. Stay with us.
So, how do you spend your weekends? Mowing the grass? Watching the games on TV? Or maybe something a little less ambitious? We spend hours at the racetrack testing new innovations, developing new technology to make the Toyota you buy perform as well as it possibly can. After all, we wouldn't want you to lose any sleep over it.
Over the years, I've made a lot of trips back and forth to Vegas.
So how's it going this trip, George?
The odometer was broken for over 50,000 miles, so I say we've got 300,000 miles on this car.
Hi, George.
I've had a longer relationship with this car than I've had with any woman.
Hi, George. How are you?
This beauty's a living example of what can be done with proper maintenance and AC Delco.
Hi, George.
AC Delco parts. It's like buying time.
Jim Ward has found a fountain of youth, and he keeps it in his garage. It's Armor All Protectant. It prevents his tires from fading and aging. There is a fountain of youth, and we own the patent, Armor All.
Samson, darling, that old loincloth does nothing for you.
It's comfortable, Delilah. What should I wear?
Gird those lovely loins in something temptingly different.
Ribbed whites?
From Fruit of the Loom.
Hey, incredible! This ribbed cotton is more than comfortable.
It moves with you.
Yeah, and the cut's trimmer.
I see, my mighty one.
They feel great!
For extra comfort and style, pick Fruit of the Loom ribbed whites.
Sam, I told you to get a haircut.
Get a close-up view of the newest cars on the market and see how they perform on test drives. Check in with the auto experts on Road Test Magazine. Sunday on TNN, the Nashville Network.
This week on the Buckmaster's Whitetail Magazine, join host Jackie Bushman as he hunts the elusive whitetail deer in Georgia with longtime friend Bill Jordan. Jackie and Bill will rifle and bow hunt the beautiful wooded hills of the Callaway Gardens Hunting Preserve near Pine Mountain, Georgia. Also, Jackie has another visit with those dreaded rattlesnakes on the next Buckmaster's Whitetail Magazine.
The Buckmasters, 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central, Sports Sundays on TNN.
Race Day is brought to you by Pennzoil, America's #1 selling motor oil for performance, protection, and quality.
And welcome back, everybody. The NHRA is in the middle of 3 straight weekends of racing with the series prepared to shake the ground in California. Here are the 3 drivers everyone will be gunning for in eliminations, reported by Mark Allen.
In Pro Stock, Warren Johnson is out for some revenge this weekend. He was upset by teammate Don Beverly last week, but could be tough to knock off today after a track record 7:12 with a 7 at an NHRA record 194.5 miles per hour.
Well, we were at the right place at the right time with his AC Delco Oldsmobile, and everybody at the shop really worked their tails off. We didn't expect the record here, maybe at Seattle, but like I say, we were right place, right time with the right parts.
The real surprise came in Funny Car, where lightly regarded Gordon Minio found the combination for top honors with a 5:22 pass at 275 miles per hour. And in Top Fuel, Corey McClenathan had 1, but had not qualified #1. The Californian took care of that with a 489 pass at 290 miles per hour. This is Mark Allen reporting for Race Day.
All right, thanks, Mark. Even though Ed the Ace McCulloch has yet to taste victory since his return to Top Fuel, the Ace has made his mark known with several top qualifying efforts, and Dave McClellan talked with him yesterday.
Pat, we're here in the sunshine of Northern California for the 5th Annual Autolite Nationals, and one of the hottest topics in Top Fuel Eliminator is none other than Ed McCulloch at the wheel of the McDonald's car. The last couple of races, you've done very well, and then again, you haven't.
Well, Dave, you know, we've made some progress. You know, back at Englishtown, you know, the car ran really well there. You know, we qualified #1 with the 485. You know, we had a cockpit error in the 3rd round. I redlet, and then we went on to Denver, ran extremely well in Denver. As you know, we ran a 490 up there, and we went into the finals with Kenny Bernstein and smoked the tires. But Lee and the guys have got the car running really well. We're real optimistic here today about, you know, the weatherman's playing ball with us, and we'll be in good shape.
Well, some folks say you are the hottest car on the circuit right now. Do you think there's any truth to that?
Well, I think that our whole team has come together quite well. You know, we had some problems early in the year, but, you know, Lee's got it sorted out pretty good. I don't know if we're the hottest or not, but we can race with the best of them right now.
Well, today is going to be a tough chore. Anybody you would pick as a favorite except yourself?
Well, I tell you what, you look at the ladder sheet, and it really doesn't matter who you get out there. They're all running real well.
We wish you the very best here at the Autolite Nationals at Sears Point.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Pat, let's go back to you in the studio.
And thank you, David. The AMA National Road Race season is heading down the stretch with today's stop outside Lexington, Ohio. In Superbike qualifying yesterday, the 2 top contenders for the National Superbike Championship will occupy the front row. Jamie James on a Yamaha qualified 4th fastest when he lapped the Mid-Ohio road course in a record 92 seconds. That time will have him on the outside of the 4-man front row, but once again, the pole sitter will be number 17, Scott Russell, on a Kawasaki, who has a 17-point lead over James going into today's event. If he wins today and James finishes further back than second, Russell will clinch his first Superbike title. So, here's how the front row will line up. Scott Russell will start on the pole with a Doug Poland on a Ducati next to him. Teammate Pascal Picotte will be on another Ducati in the 3rd starting position, and on the outside of row 1 will be a very determined Jamie James. Coming up next, the Allisons are in the news, but first here's your NHRA Autolite National Pairing. Stay with us.
When it comes to making great wheels look their best, Eagle One doesn't miss a beat.
Eagle One Wheel Care products are exclusively recommended by the world's leading wheel manufacturers.
Some people say it's impossible to tell where the flesh and blood stops and the machine begins. But it really doesn't matter. Because whenever you put Ivan Iron Man Stewart together with a Toyota truck, you know where they're gonna finish.
The other day I get in my car, won't start. No small problem, right? Well, I figure it's the battery, so I go down to the AutoZone and I tell them what I need. The guy says to me, let's check your old one first. It might not be the problem. Turns out he was right. All I needed was a new battery cable. Talk about saving money. Now you tell me, would another parts store done that? They made sure I got exactly what I needed. Now I'll remember that. Believe me, I will.
Aqua Rush, salty spray, power thrust, tendency, Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be.
Introducing the hottest 2-seater watercraft on the water, the Kawasaki Jet Ski Super Sport. With a sleek V hull and a powerful 750 engine, the Super Sport is where you want to be.
Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Kawasaki.
Race Day is brought to you by Toyota Motorsports, where technology on a fast track is built into every Toyota car and truck you buy.
Welcome back, everybody. Davey Allison continues on the mend from his frightening Pocono crash, but just in case he can't go the distance next week in Watkins Glen, Trans Am and IMSA GTS champion Dorsey Schrader will be standing wild. Now, meanwhile, reigning Trans Am titleist Scott Sharp will make his Winston Cup debut in a Sabco Racing Pontiac. Sharp is also in action at the Glen in the Trans Am support race on Saturday. Now, the word stuff usually applies to basketball, but it also fits boat racing as we get you caught up on the late action from last weekend.
It was a contest of the fittest for the IOGP powerboats. The fastest qualifier was number 94, Steve D'Souza, who took the lead with Greg Foster close behind. Scott Gilman was looking for his third straight win, but this incident on lap 3 doused any hopes of that. Gilman was not injured, but the boat was in need of major repair. On the restart, D'Souza resumed the lead over Foster with Ben Robertson and Felix Sorales in hot pursuit. Robertson in the number 57 and Foster in number 53 both fell out with mechanical problems, and that left Sorales the only competitor with a chance to overtake the IOGP points leader. And when he pushed his powerful watercraft around D'Souza, he never looked back and took his second win of the year. Billy Jewell finished the 50-lap affair in second. Third was Bill Siebold. Tim Siebold was fourth with Ken Davis in fifth. Now, if it's outright speed you're looking for, the American Drag Boat Association is for you. Records fell on almost every run. Robert Hall in Hot Licks set an ADBA record in his blown alcohol hydro with a run of over 198 miles per hour with an ET of 640. But he didn't make it into the finals when the battery on his sleek craft failed. And that allowed Doc Aguirre to run against Cliff Bingham for the blown alcohol hydro honors. Bingham on the outside cut through the water at a tick under 194 miles per hour for the title. Then the Top Fuel Hydro staged with Carter Reed's California Hustler on the outside lane and Ron Braxman's Madness on the inside. But this final was over before it began when Reed red-lighted and Braxman was handed the Oak Hollow Top Fuel win with a speed of 208 miles per hour.
208? Before we go, it's time for our Toyota IMSA Road Race Report when the Camel GT Series gets back into action after a busy July next Sunday. Juan Fangio II will be sitting pretty in the title chase. His win at Portland helped stretch his lead over Davy Jones by 24 points. Jeff Brabham is barely clinging to third over surging P.J. Jones, while Oscar Larari is fifth. That's all the time we have for now, but tonight at 8:30 on Race Day, we'll have the IndyCar highlights from Michigan, the ASA action from Canada, along with a complete wrap-up for the weekend in racing. I'm Pat Patterson. Enjoy your racing day here on TNN. See you later.
Guest of Race Day, stay at the luxurious Hyatt Charlotte at South Park, conveniently located in Charlotte's exclusive South Park district. Feel the Hyatt touch by calling 1-800-233-1234. Communications provided by Racing Radios, the official communications of NASCAR, CART, IMSA, NHRA, IHRA, and ARCA. And Corporate Image, the official supplier of sportswear for Race Day, and the exclusive merchandiser of Richard Petty's 1992 Fan Appreciation Tour. For a catalog or to order by phone, call 1-800-467-RACE.
ASA Players Limited 300 today live on TNN. Catch 90 minutes of racing excitement from start to finish on the American Sports Cavalcade. The American Sports Cavalcade. 7 Eastern Sports Sundays on TNN.
The 34 Classic Street Rod. It's hot, available, very affordable, fun to drive, easy to assemble. Call 1-800-CLASSIC. For more information on this special offering of the 34 Classic Street Rod and other timeless classics from Classic Motor Carriages. Call now 1-800-CLASSIC.